We're here at the 2007 Santa Barbara Film Festival. Today we're talking with directors. I'm talking with
Penny Little.
And Penny, you have a film at the film festival. Would you please tell us about it?
Yes, it's the world premiere of 9/11 Dust and Deceit at the WTC, and it's about the toxic dust, the cover-up, and the environmental disaster after 9/11.
Oh, so basically that was the EPA said everybody was safe to breathe, and it wasn't?
Absolutely. The EPA doctored their press releases at the White House request. They said the air is safe to breathe. People went back to work. The people, the heroes, the first responders, the volunteers, the people who got New York back and running, they're sick, some have died, and this is really a crime.
So what inspired you, someone from Santa Barbara, to go to New York and do this documentary?
I was already on the East Coast finishing up another film called Electile Dysfunction, and I went to New York as the last stop on my trip coming from DC. I met some folks and I started talking to them and set up a bunch of interviews, and then I had to keep going back. I went back and spent several months in New York over a period of time. I became quite moved by the people's stories, and I found a strange sense or ray of hope in some of the victims themselves, even though they've lost their houses, their cars, they're in debt, they can barely pay their rent, they can't work because they're so sick. And these are the heroes. And so I was so moved, I just continued until I finished the film.
And how long did this film take you to make?
I started this, it was the end of 2004 when I first began to film, and I finished it in November of 2006.
So, you're from Santa Barbara, is that correct? What's your connection? How long have you lived here, and where do you live?
This is where I always come home to. I travel a lot, but it's so wonderful to come back to Santa Barbara. I actually live out in Isla Vista, or I have lived in Isla Vista or Goleta for the past 15 years.
And trying to make something, this is a very serious subject film, and we're such a lighthearted website. Are there any fun stories that you learned along the way, any kind of amusing things, or just all just sad stuff?
Well, it's pretty sad stuff, but I did get a little bit of sense of hope from some of the victims because, if you don't have a sense of humor, you cannot get through this life. It is too crazy. And I personally have a great sense of humor, but, this was a really sad film. I'm thinking I need to do some comedy or something.
Anyway, so your film is showing when?
The film is going to show, it's having its world premiere February 1st and 2nd. On the 1st, it's at the Marjorie Luke at 6:30 p.m., and on the 2nd, it's at Center Stage Theater at 1 p.m.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck.
And thank you.
Thanks.